just like to talk about embodiment for a moment. So when we're on our spiritual path and we're doing all of this deep inner work and all of this processing, and we're learning things about ourselves and we're making connections to the higher realms, it's really important that we give ourselves the time to know that the learning is one thing, and the practicing of whatever modality or offering that we have created or channeled is another thing. But the embodiment of that is kind of the ultimate goal, because what it means is it's walking your talk. It means that all of the time, the who of who you are, your soul light, is within you and resonant with you and around you. And this can touch people in ways that don't need to be through actually spoken words or spiritual encounters. So embodiment for me is really about being as you are in the world, being the light that you are, allowing your soul light to touch the hearts of other people. And you may notice this encounter, at the shopping center, in a supermarket, or at a party, even just with someone where they come up to you for some reason and you talk to them and you don't even give anything about yourself or anything spiritual, no advice, no nothing, no forecast of the astrology, nothing, just speaking to them and a human to human connection. And I don't think that we can underestimate how important that is in the role of someone who feels that they're a spiritual being. And not everybody is aware of that or thinks about that in those terms. So if you do, first of all, that's a whole other beautiful thing. But just being aware of what your presence can be like for other people. And this is how we uplift each other and touch each other and really start to create more and more that 5D energy, that unity consciousness. So embodiment of your beliefs, your ideals, and allowing yourself to be that light for other people without giving them concepts that might be too much. The other thing about embodiment is, really letting yourself feel that what you know to be true, so the spiritual principles that you live by, or that certainly you aspire to live by, it's really helpful. It's a certain level of mastery on the path when you start to say, oh, okay, so this is a concept and I resonate with it, but now I'm really being asked to bring that within me and to live by it. And so that means sometimes when the only thing, the only strength or the only guiding light that you may have in your life at some time is spirit, is universal consciousness, is divine beings, they're asking you to rely on that, to stop trying to use all your other 5 senses and just go into that space of being within and being, people call it in the zone for athletes, but really being in that space where you surrender to divine energies and you say, if I am saying that I believe in these things, I need to really let myself prove to myself, that's a bit of a human way to say it, but I really need to allow myself to use these principles and not just talk about them and think about them, really do them. And this is the hard yakka, okay? This is not for the faint of heart. But if it's coming up in your life that you're realizing you have situations within or around you that cannot be solved by applying human wisdom, human logic, human steps, solutions, then just, in a way, feel excited and celebrate. This extra level of mastery is coming online for you, and your soul is saying to you, you are ready for this now. You are ready for this other level of really digging in and letting the universe provide for you and letting your soul provide for you and listening to all of those signs and things that you receive from around and just trusting that just because it can't be, maybe tapped and touched and built like some of the material things can be, what says to you that it's any less real or any less important? So that's the 2 strands of embodiment I just wanted to talk about. Sometimes you have the beauty of it where you speak to another human being and in your essence, without mentioning crystals or meditation, you have just given them a human to human moment, a soul connection. People feel that. And secondly, if you're feeling under the hammer at the moment and you feel the only thing you can see is, I like to call it the Archangel Uriel lantern, he lights the path sometimes one step at a time. We just keep following the lantern. If you're in that space and you feel you're being tested, know that you're ready. The universe is not giving you something you can't handle, but they are asking you to live through the embodiment of your spiritual practices, your beliefs, and the concepts that most resonate with your heart. So I just want to share that about embodiment. And just finally, I think I'd like to draw from a very old book that I've had for many years, a teacher, White Eagle, who was channeled many, many years ago. So the book is called The Quiet Mind. Let's just go with that. Okay, and I just opened it on this page. I think the highest thing is just to share the quote that came through to me. It doesn't matter to you if you've heard of White Eagle or not, but it's a very old, he was actually a human being who was an American Indian chief, and he channeled his messages much, much later in life to a British medium. So this is that connection of spirit, which I love. And when I opened the book before I started the post, it just opened on this page and it says, "See good. In your search for truth, you must continually project thoughts of goodwill, brotherhood, and love. Always see good, even if the good appears infinitesimal in comparison with other things. Let your thoughts of love and goodwill be broadcast. You cannot know how much good you will do by allowing your higher mind to dominate your life." And that's what we're talking about, higher mind, embodiment of our spiritual principles. So I hope that's helpful to you. If you're on the journey with embodiment, you'll know what I'm talking about, and I just hope that resonates. Lots of love for now.